Before we begin, I would like to thank Koch 33 Ford for giving me the opportunity to check out this e-Transit. If you're in the market for a vehicle, come down to Koch 33 Ford and check them out. So I was lucky enough to get the chance to take this out. This is the new 2022 Ford Transit, well, e-Transit. It's electric. This thing arrived only a couple days ago. Still got the plastic on the interior and everything. As you can see, there's differences with the Transit van and the e-Transit van. It has these blue accents that kind of became a main thing for anything hybrid or electric. Now this is pretty cool. Here you got the charge port. And what you have here is J1772 port for AC charging, and then the CCS port for DC fast charging. It's pretty neat. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like this is the charge light, which is pretty neat. Let's go ahead and pop the hood and see what's under there. As you can see, there's no engine. It's all electronics way tucked down in there, which is pretty neat. So there's nothing under here. I can't really tell you much. Like any great big cargo van, you have all your room back here. Tons of room that just goes for miles. These are absolutely great. I'm surprised Amazon doesn't use these more often than they do now. Well, as you can see, it's pretty much no different than a transit van on the inside or the outside. Something I find cool is this screen. That is a neat screen that's, it's very big for just being in a fleet model cargo van. Again, like I said, you can see everything's pretty normal in here. You got your header panel up here with storage space and whatnot. And then, what's that up there? Lights, stuff of that nature. Again, super amounts of room. This thing is like perfect for so many things. Getting in and out, pretty usual, You're a worker going in and out. Really, really easy to, do it on these. I have no complaints. The interior is set up very nice. As you can see back here, nothing really changes. It's still a regular transit van. But you have the E here and that blue insignia saying, stating that it is an electric van. These doors, if you've seen transits, they're absolutely great. They swing over. They have these magnets that hold it in place. It's got a normal key. Now push to start. You don't need that in anything that's going to be fleet. Now, one thing I found that's pretty neat. See the gauges here? That's pretty cool. You have your power consumption and regeneration. How much your battery is almost like a normal fuel gauge. How cool is that? And then your power and whatnot. Like I said, look, this thing is still in transport mode. Check this out. This is interesting. How you start it, it's like a normal car. You have to go over one, which is neat. Ford's infotainment, you have all your stuff, your connectivity, and there's a map there, settings, vehicle hotspot. That's pretty neat. It seems very, very decently quick. You got your drive modes, you got normal, you got eco. These are pretty cool animations. And then slippery. But we're going to go in normal mode. There's even the owner's manuals right in here. That's pretty cool. So, as you see, the display, it moves pretty well. For your climate control, everything is down here. It's part of the screen. We're going to turn that down. Oh, I didn't want to turn it off. The temperature gauge there. 69, nice. And yeah, this is pretty cool. This is to simplify your screen or go back to the main screen there. You got your, I'm going to say this is the, okay, this is the modes button. That's pretty neat. And then you got your max defrost, volume, standard volume knob, which is great. 4 ways. This is cool. A USB port, probably for this, and 12-volt access. Now, this is pretty cool on this as well. You have your USB-C port here and another 12-volt socket there. And you got plenty of space for things in here. If I was running a business, I would love to drive this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this thing for a ride. Safety first. And here we go. Right now it's got about 89 miles of range. And one thing I would probably say it would be best if this had a lot more range. Now, it's Ford's just starting out with these. So, it's going to be different. Now, why I mean this thing is so fresh, it literally has 10 miles on it. This is definitely different. It has somewhat a good amount of regeneration. It doesn't seem like it's one pedal driving. Let me see if there is I'm going to see if there's a way to adjust the pedal feel to see if there's one pedal driving, given it might change with the modes of normal, eco, and slippery. Now let's see how this regen works. It's not too strong on normal. It's kind of like just letting off in a regular hertz. Now when you start to slow down, it starts to pull a little bit. Let's give it 50% more power. Now that's impressive. At 50% power, it actually moves. It picks up speed fairly easy. Again, this is just so weird. It's quiet. It's just instant go.
So while I casually enjoy my cruise, let me tell you the power figures. It has roughly 34,900 duck power, or 266 horsepower. It's 317 pound-feet of torque, and a 68 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack.
Now I'm full regenning. I guess it all depends on how it cools. Now I'm going to switch to eco mode and see if that creates extra pull on the regen, if it's more like one pedal driving. No, not quite one pedal driving. Let's go back to normal mode. Okay, I could feel a difference with my pedal. With the pedal, we're gonna say at like 10%. I could feel it dial the power back and actually regen more. But let's go back to normal. We'll keep it at normal. It's very, very quiet. That's one of my big things about electric cars. Sometimes they're a bit, you mostly hear the road noise. But I'll tell you what, in this Transit, you don't get a harsh amount of road noise. I don't have a sound meter, but it's not terrible.
Hey, have you subscribed yet? You should totally subscribe to my channel and share it and have your friends subscribe and then have their friends subscribe.
I want to see how this goes. Let's see. Woo! I'll tell you what, it puts you back at 100%. It just throws you back there. It's amazing. See, that is amazing. That is amazing. Now, it seems it doesn't give you the full 100% right of way of power. It kind of builds up to it. It's not an instant thing in the Transit van. Of course, you don't need that kind of performance. But it's nice to get out of its own way. It keeps it from, you know, doing burnout and whatnot. And I have to say, I am amazed. This is not a bad van. I'm doing pretty good on range. I actually just driving around messing around right now. I only used about 2 miles of range, which is pretty good. Tell you what, Ford's cargo vans have come a long way from the old Econoline to, you know, what we have now with the Transits. It's it's, you know, there's a lot of room in these things, and there's a lot of room above you and around you and everything. I honestly think if I was a business owner, if I would keep it for more for like local deliveries, because again, the range is not that great. But you're not going to be using it really for things. Local deliveries, it'd be wonderful because you're going to constantly regen and whatnot. And, you know, the max range, I believe Ford stated, was 125 miles. Again, not horrible, but it could be better. So that concludes my ride. Like, subscribe, and, you know, again, thank you for Koch 33 Ford for letting me drive this. It was an awesome experience, and I definitely can't wait for the Lightning. Later, guys. Subscribe.